Keep California cowgirls from vanishing.
Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse Semi. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator.
Sadie practices over the haunches with an ATV mechanical cow simulator.
Pulling slack. And Susie's coming my way because she feels the pressure behind her horns.
Sammy rates the electric bike roping machine, and Sonia throws some underhand loops.
The electric bike roping machine. It goes a bit faster than the ATV four-wheeler does. So we want to try to pick up speed slowly, but you see it clanks, it looks different. We're going to have to desensitize the horses to it again. They've been desensitized in the past. We're going to work right here in this open area, the sanded driveway. Sammy is ready to go, all saddled up. I'm going to see if I can get in the saddle and just stand there while Katie runs the electric bike roping machine. And then if all goes well, maybe I'll throw a few underhand loops as it goes by, or rate the electric bike roping machine, which is yet another challenge. So we'll get in the saddle now and show you what's happening. We've got mics on, but nobody to move the camera, so we're just setting the camera in such a way that you, I hope, can see the whole picture. Okay, we are going to see what Sammy says about this ATV roping machine when it runs around clanking. And then if she's being really good, I'll take my rope and see if I can at least swing the loops and maybe do an underhand or an overhand catch as the machine goes past me. And depending upon the moment, I may just follow the machine first a little bit to rate it, because that's really what a rope horse is supposed to be doing for the roper. Supposed to rate the moving object, that is, start and stop and go as fast and as slow as the moving object, and put the roper in position to rope the horns or the cow, even if it's hornless, in which case you rope around the neck. I'm got my spurs on, I've got my rope, I've got my helmet, got my roping reins on, I'm ready to go. I'm just going to kind of turn her on her haunches or let her even make U-turns. I want her to watch this thing. I'm sitting on my pockets, putting a lot of weight in my stirrup, asking her to back. She doesn't understand right now what the right answer is. I'm trying to show her with subtle cues, trying to be light. Now I'm rating ever so slightly. This driveway is kind of hilly, a little bit hilly, so things go faster and slower. Good. Right here it's kind of flat. How slow can you go, Katie? Can you go slower?
Yeah.
Without falling over. You know, this is a two-wheel bike, not an ATV. Whoop. Getting a little bit hard, so I'm asking her to back, trying to keep her light, brake at the pole. Good. Good. I'm going to wait till you come around again, around here. Try to go slow. Whoop. I got to make sure Semi's head isn't in the way. Can I get her close without getting her excited? Whoa. And I overthrew. So, but she didn't get excited. She allowed me to get pretty close. I'm going to try again. Let's try try the same thing. I may rate for a little bit and then put myself in position to try to rope again as you come by. Semi's allowing me to form my loop. Back. Okay. Rating, rating, walk out. Good. Over the haunches. Good. It's all right. Whoa. One horn. Better than none. Okay, now what's Semi going to do about having the rope in front of her? She's trying to bite it. Over. Good. Will she let me? Dally. Let's see. Around the horn. Will she let me pull slack? Let's see. I'll undally immediately if she starts dancing around because it can be real dangerous. Good, good. Dally up again. Step back. One small step back, I hope. Good. I'd like to try again because I think she's getting okay on it. Great. Great. See, there's where it's kind of hilly. Here's where it starts getting flat. I gotta let, whoop. Whoop. Again, one horn. She got a little bit concerned. I'm gonna pull slack again. Not biting at it this time. Okay, can you let loose? I might throw a little earlier this time, depending upon if she'll let me go in the position that I want to be. Okay? Whoop. Again, one horn. I'm only getting the left horn, but this time definitely horn and a half ahead. I can pull slack. Good. Okay, take it out. So that's 3 one horns. Then the first one I missed altogether. I sure would like to get 2 horns, but you know, if I'm overtaxing her, if I'm making the lesson too long, I'll change my goal for today. Because she's doing well. She's allowing me to get pretty close, although she gets ever so slightly agitated when I get exactly close where I want to throw for 2 horns. As a matter of fact, you know what I want to try right now, Katie, before you move? Her head's not in the way. I need a big loop. Will she let me throw it? Do I have a chance of getting 2 horns with an underhand loop without getting hung up in my stirrups? No, I'm not throwing hard enough, you know? That's what's happening, whether you're moving or not. I can get it. I'm getting the left horn, but I'm not throwing hard enough to get the right horn. So this is a rider error. It's nothing to do with my horse, except for she gets a little bit stressed when I get close enough to get 2 horns. She's not being stressed now, as a matter of fact. She just sighed. She's blinking her eyes, all those signs of, okay, I'm all right, Mom, I'm not scared. See if I can throw a little bit harder underhanded. Yeah. Yeah, and I got 2 horns. So you see, that was rider error, not her fault. I'm going to back up. Small steps till I get a little bit of tautness. Whoop. Undo the dolly. Okay, Katie, if you can get that loop off. And you know, You have to make a decision. Just a minute, Katie. What's your moment of resolution? Let me turn around and tell you what thought processes are going through my mind. I was able to get the 2 horns, which I wanted to get. I was able to get her to rate it. The electric bike roping machine, in spite of all the clanking in the hills and the rocks on the sanded driveway that have come through the sand, I was able to get her to stand there for me while I roped the horns from a standstill. I was able to get my 2 horns. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that for today. And that's my moment of resolution.
Sonia on Sadie, ranch roping on the run.
We're doing some roping practice today with Sadie. The first thing we're going to do, we've got the bike and the roping horns attached, coming down the driveway, which is sanded. We're going to rate it. And then as we approach the camera here, we're going to come around in an arc. At some point, I may try to throw an underhand or an overhand loop. Notice that it's a nice winter day and we've got some blossoms coming out on a tree in one of my corrals. And that always tells me it's just a few weeks away from spring, at which time we're going to start actually working the cows, both for cutting, fence work, and roping. And we're getting Sela, my little heifer Sela, ready for the first time she is in the arena with a horse. We've already filmed half of a show showing Sela's introduction to the arena and all the obstacles in it. And our next introduction to Sela will be with the safety of a fence between her and the horse, her in the arena, maybe with her mom, but having a horse in the arena with her. Because now that I have 3 in my herd, it's a little bit more realistic to say we're cutting a cow from the herd. Okay, for today though, it's more mechanical equipment, more ranch roping. So I'm going to be, actually before I form my loop, I'm going to go and follow this mechanical roping cow and see how Sadie does going down the driveway, maybe at a trot. If I turn. Okay. Whoop. Over. 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 Okay, stop for a minute. Let me make some observations here. This is much more challenging than just doing the bike because of all the clanking. And I sensed it, I could feel it, that Sadie was a little bit concerned. But we didn't do anything too challenging. That's why I had Ashley stop so that Sadie could rest and collect up her thoughts. And now the next time I do this, I'm going to just have the loop in my hand. So we're going to stop the camera for a moment, get ourselves in position, and if Sadie is being good, if I feel that one-handed with my roping reins, I have her concentration and compliance, I'll probably swing the loop. I did an overhand loop for a change. I'm better at overhand overhand than underhand because I've been practicing much longer with overhand. Now I'm going to pull slack carefully. I did get 2 horns. The rope is making that noise as it gets taut. We're not moving yet. Good. Sadie thought about biting the lariat and then she didn't. And I was comfortable with that run as progress in Sadie's roping training and practice. Can you get the loop off? We're going to try that same path. You noticed I didn't trot because she wasn't stressed and I didn't want to get her stressed today. On this second run, I may try the trot. We'll see, and you'll see. We'll show you. Warming my loop. See how good she is about it, not scared at all. Making it a big loop in case I want an underhand throw because that requires a much bigger loop. And the horns are pretty wide. Putting the loop under my arm. Okay, so. Underhand loop, I got the far horn, but not the near horn. But I'm going to pull slack anyway. Very good. Can you let it off? We'll try one more run, and if it goes as good as this, we'll probably call it quits for today because I'm very pleased with Sadie's behavior. I wouldn't be forming a loop like this of just any horse without holding on to the reins, but Sadie is behaving so nicely. I felt comfortable doing it, and I trust her. Now I may try to rope on the run this time. We'll see. I'll make that decision as we run. It happened. It just happened. As I was preparing to rope, the loop got caught under her tail, and you saw her get spooked. That can be a very, very dangerous occurrence because if a horse clamps their tail down, it's with a lot of force, and the horse just continues to spook because it continues to feel the pressure. It's very hard for a roper to get out of a situation like that. So in some respects, I'm glad it happened today. I'm glad she dropped the pressure from her tail so the loop fell out from under her tail and we didn't have a wreck.
But we're going to continue now. I'm going to be more careful. You see, I was allowing that loop to go too far back, and so it did get caught under her tail. Now I'm going to keep the loop off to my right, remembering that what I'm practicing for is to rope my zebus who have humps starting this spring. And it's much better if I rope them with an underhand loop, because I'm much more likely to make a good catch and not involve the hump. So I'm going to do an underhand loop now, and Ashley, let's not challenge her too much. Let's just go slow, and let's see if I can rope on the run, even on the curve, but not real fast. Notice where I put the loop. That was a two-horn catch with an underhand loop. I pulled slack. Safety was good. You want to let loose. And I really feel that this was an informative session for you, for me, for Sadie. And we're going to try these athletic tasks next with Eve, her mom.
Working with Eve to rate the bike cow simulator.
Now, I'm a math tutor and teacher, and let me give you an analogy of what I expect from Eve today. If I'm teaching fractions and the student doesn't know how to get a lowest common denominator when they're adding or subtracting fractions, I know that there's no use going on to show them how to add and subtract fractions until I show them how to get a lowest common denominator. Well, Eve is very similar. I know that she's not going to give us lightness in rating and stopping this bike roping cow simulator, but I'm going to at least document her prerequisite skills or lack of them today, and we're going to keep working off camera on it. So we had to take a detour. Look what Eve is doing. She doesn't even want to go by the bike. So we're doing a Monty Roberts join up. My cameraman's sitting on the bike. Katie is riding, and I'm going to go lead liner past the bike, and then just join up with her without the lead line and get her past this obstacle, which she is most definitely resisting. Good. Okay, we already spent about 5 minutes doing this before I turned the camera on. We're not consistent, but let's see what she says, what she does. Look at her mouth. All right, let's try Monty Roberts. Join up. Easy now, Eve. Easy. She knows me the best. Let's see if she'll trust me. Easy. We're going to make a big arc here. She's definitely looking. She doesn't trust that that bike isn't going to get started. She doesn't want to do it. It's all right now, Eve. It's all right. It's all right. Good girl. We want no stress. We're going to have to do this as often as it takes to let Eve understand that this bike is not going to hurt her, but that she has to do what we ask. It's all right. I took the lead line off. Good girl, Eve. Next time around, stand back there. We'll have Erin just pedal the bike a little bit and see if she'll follow it without resistance. Look at that. Very hard on the mouth. She is following though. She's not veering away, broad-necking us away. Now we've got a little bit of break at the pole, which is good. Okay, stop. Good. Okay, Erin, now take the bike all the way back to the west fence there. Make another C. Katie, with me, joining up, is going to try to follow. It's all right, Eve. It's all right. Good. do the same pass you just did. It's all right, Eve. It's all right. It's all right. Keep going if you can, Erin. So yeah, here's where she gets excited. Her head's coming up. We're doing a one rein stop until she stops, until her feet stop. Good, Erin, you can stop. Okay, there you've seen it, how to deal with spooky objects, because right now, this bike roping simulator for Eve is a spooky object, and she's showing quite a bit of resistance. Try it one more time without me there, unless we think it's unsafe. Go ahead, Erin. That's all we can do right now. We're not going to be able to rope or put the roping horns on. No sense making it even more spooky. Let's just see if she's willing to follow.
Easy, good girl.
He's going very slow, but of course the bike can go much, much faster. We picked up a nice trot with Sadie. With Sammy, I'm sure we can pick up an easy canter. Good. Eve is doing much better. So this last bit of footage on this roping on a run is really how to get your horse to follow the moving object with the intention of roping. Same place again, she got that resistance. Stop, Erin. Erin, stop for a minute. One rein stop. Keep going until she stops her feet. Okay. All right, Erin, try again. And even if we stop the camera, we will not stop this session until Eve comes back this way without throwing up her head and showing all that stress in her mouth. It will take repetition. She's doing fine in that direction, but you know, horses are often acting differently depending upon which direction you're asking them to do the same task. Let me zero in.
Easy, easy.
Let's watch Eve.
Easy, easy.
A little bit of stress, a little bit of jigging, but the head is down. And so that's all for today.
We worked with Eve approximately 5 more minutes until she was resistance free. Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Sammy, Rusty, and Susie. Heifer calf Sela. For more information, www.cowgirlchannel.com.